looky, looky. It's Monday Night Mash. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Welcome to a special Wednesday night of the Monday Night Mash. Sorry about that. My phone picked that up. Anyway, how are y'all doing tonight? Welcome to a special Monday Night Live or Wednesday Night Live. I want to say a shout out to Katrinka, who was here in the show first. Welcome the Prepping Artist. I want to welcome Dome Seeker. I want to welcome Joni Frills, TJ Frills, Lord Lord Eagle 100. Everybody that showed up, the 7th hour. What's up, buddy? How you doing, 7th hour? Kid Coleman, Firefly. I mean, all y'all guys. I appreciate y'all. How y'all doing tonight? Actually, over the past couple of days, I did a live with Shady. Actually, Shady Jim, Mr. Jim Shady White himself. Hey, big country. How you doing? But after that live, I got to thinking to myself, and I started thinking about Putin for some stupid reason. But then I got to wondering, I'm like, okay, I wonder why. I sat there, hold on, give me a second, and then y'all will figure this out. But so I'm sitting there wondering, like, okay, why did he just up and start a war? And then it hit me. I'm like, I got it. He was either playing Risk or some kind of war game, like John likes to play all the time. And he either got pissed off because he was beating everybody that he played, and he thought, "Hey, this is great. We can go conquer the world because I can do it on this game. Why can't I do it in real life?" So anyway, so I was just starting to think about that, and I'm thinking, I wonder if that's actually a scenario that he thought of, because I mean, all of a sudden he just out of the blue he just beat up on Ukraine for no reason. But I'll be honest with you though, I'm tired of fronting that war. What's up, Chewy? Hey, thanks, Joni. Hey, I tried. I mean, it was a pretty good. Yeah, it was good live. I enjoyed it. Hey, that's good, Lord Eagle. Yeah, I just wondered if that was the case though. Like if he was playing like, some war game like on a board game and he was beating everybody and he figured, well, let's just do it in real life and see if I can do it that way too. Nah, I just thought up that one day out of the blue after I got off the. I thought of it after I got off the live with Jim. Good evening, Loretta. But yeah, yep. Unfortunately, that is true. It is human nature. Oh, I'm sorry, Dome. That's yeah. Life imitates art. You're right. Hey, we will, my man. I don't go in till 7 in the morning. I had to be up at like 3 a.m. this morning. So when you caught me last night, I was on the tail end of going to sleep. uh well, hello, Miss Kelly. uh but no, honestly though, like, yeah, you caught me at the tail end of me heading off to bed last night, bro. Uh but no, life does imitate art. He probably will. I mean, come on. He's a pushover. Yeah, he plays big, but he's not gonna really do anything. What, the WWE game? You been at the Moose Firefly? Where's that at? Like the Moose Lodge. I don't know. I'm not trying to be like a smart butt or nothing like that. I just don't know what the Moose is. Or is it a bar? Because I have heard of a bar called the Moose. Oh, okay. The 2003 one. I have to check and see. Oh, okay. I got you. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with the Moose Lodge now. Shoot. We got a Moose Lodge down here. Yeah, brother. I'll have to check my finances, but yeah, we might do that. Because I got 2022. Or it's either 2022 or 2021. I can't remember which, but either way. But yeah. Yeah, I may do that sometime here in the no not too distant future there, Chewbacca. Yeah, that's not a bad price either. I know it's on sale on Xbox, I think. Or it was the other day when I looked, and it was around that range. It was around the like $52.99 price line. The WWE the new WWE 2K 23 game. It's a wrestling game produced by 2K Sports or 2K Interactive, if you want to call them. It's a video game by them, and WWE endorses it or whatever. They license it. Yep, a video game basically. Just like I said. Sorry, I don't mean to make it. I wasn't trying to be too outlandish. Yeah, they are. They have gotten expensive, but man, I love playing them though. So I bite the bullet sometimes. No, I don't honestly. I wish I did because I hadn't heard anything. Because there was somebody text me this morning and asked me to contact John because they had asked him. They put a post out about that same question about what was up with the Alaskan Prepper or whatever. So, in the website or on the Facebook page, but I don't know if he ever done it or if he ever threw it on there or not, or let it go through. You ain't seen John in 2 weeks? Oh, Prepper. I got you, Alaskan Prepper. I got you. Yeah, Firefly, she can sing. Uh, Shoot, if I still had it copied, I'd paste it. I'd paste her YouTube page on here. She has a whole YouTube page full of songs. They're really good. You're level 45 on what there, Lord Eagle? Oh, so he may be just on vacation or something then, right, Katrinka? But um also within the coming weeks, like I said, I think it was Friday, um I'm going to get some raised garden beds, and hopefully after Good Friday I'll start on potatoes. But I want to wait till the yeah. Yeah, I'll be live Friday night. Oh, okay, Katrinka, that's cool. Oh, I got you, Lord. Okay. Well, hell, I'm 47 then. I got you beat by 2 years. But yeah, I'm going live Friday night. I definitely am. Um, I was going to say if anybody wanted to go live with me tonight, I mean, I'll send out an invite and y'all, if y'all want to do it, you can. If you're not, it's okay too. Y'all let me know. Okay, never mind. It come back on. I don't understand that. It does that every time I'm look. I'm connected. I'm my other camera up and film it when I do get them and get them ready. Cool. Uh, that's what I plan on doing. I actually plan on doing that. So everybody knows that I'm actually doing this, and I'm. I found I did some research because one of my buddies was telling me. Actually, it was Suzuki Hooligan 125 from the room. He was telling me, he said that I should check around on like lumber prices and stuff to see if I could build some cheaper because I found two on Walmart that were like, you could get two of the fir raised flower or the raised garden beds for like 129 bucks. But when I went and looked at all the lumber prices, it was going to cost me more to build one than it would be to just buy those two. So I figured I'll just buy like, two sets of those two and then I'll have four. And then one of them I'll put, a bucket with like probably a tomato plant in it. And then one of them I'm actually just gonna fill with like potting soil or whatever and plant potatoes in it because and I plan on it. And actually, I got a surprise the other day. My brother's starting to do all this too, which was a shock. Hey, that's it. Live until you die. West Tennessee Prepper, how you doing, buddy? Uh, but yeah, sorry, I was reading what y'all were talking about. But yeah, we are kind of giving our ages out in here, but it's okay. Um, what's up, Dark Angel? How you doing, darling? Uh, but honestly, though, I mean, but yeah, I really do. I plan on filming the progress of of me planting them and then going into the growing season and seeing what happens and all of that good stuff. So hopefully it'll be a good thing for me because my dad he always had a green thumb and it's like I told my mom when I told her I was wanting to do this. I said I want to see if I got the same green thumb as dad had, and she said, "Well," she said, "Your dad didn't always have that green thumb." She said, "I helped him out some." I was like, "Oh, did you now?" She's like, "Yeah, I told him how to do this and that with some of the gardening." And I was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "He didn't know all of it before he started it." I said, well, he got good at it. But yeah, so, but yeah, my dad, he could grow, he could grow a garden, man. It was nuts. It's like, I think I told y'all the story about one year when he grew a garden where we used to live, and, they, people was coming in there with 5-gallon buckets getting green beans. I'm like, geez. And they did that all the way up until September. And then finally we just uh pillared all of the green beans up and got rid of the stuff because I mean we we could have kept giving out green beans probably till Christmas if they'd have stayed good enough long enough. But I know they wouldn't have stayed that good that long, so oh yeah, I'd say so there, Lord Eagle. Deer are abundant up there, they say. In South Jersey. I've heard that. Um, Me, I'll probably have to watch out for the deer here in town because where I live, it's pretty well wooded. So around me, so and we live in a valley, or I do. I live in a valley, so it's like, hey, have a good one, Al Bundy. Good seeing you, buddy. Uh, have a blessed night, my friend. Um, yeah, yeah. Last year was bad for the drought, man. That sucked. That was like everywhere, though. I mean, even here it was kind of dry. Yeah, you can. I've seen that. Some of the ones my dad was growing were like this long, so they were like, you know, they were pretty good size. So I know what you're talking about. Uh, Out of that, well, from the time that when we were giving those 5-gallon buckets of stuff away, man, in boxes of them, green beans away. I think my mom canned like 120, just 120 things of green beans, and I'm like, geez, mom, is that enough? And then she give half of them away, but like she could have kept canning until she was blue in the face with as many green beans as we were. Oh yeah, they can get huge. But she could have kept canning with until she was blue in the face, I think. But finally, she just said, "That's enough. I ain't doing no more." Dad was like, "Well, it's time to till them up." He's like, "I'll tell a couple more people they can come get some, and then I'm getting rid of them." I was like, "All right, Dad." I said, "I'll come help you too." He's like, "Oh, all right." Yeah, a garden's hard work. Trust me, brother. I know. Katrinka, hey, have a good night, sweetheart. Uh, and not a problem. I know how it is. But yeah, honestly though, like a garden's no joke at all. I mean, I used to help Dad till his at times, and you talking about getting a hold of a tiller, man. That shit ain't no joke neither. It'll jar your whole bone, jar you from the ground up. But trying to hold that tiller back and let it dig, and oh yeah, I've done a lot of that, but it's not a fun job. That's where I got all these calluses on my. That's where I got the callus on my pinky. Is doing that. Oh yeah, it can be better satisfying. Hey, Michael G, what up, buddy? Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that, bud. Shoot, I know what you're talking about. I've heard of that place. but but no, like I said, I want to see if I got the green thumb like my dad did, and plus I want to just be able to do, sustain it on my own by growing my own food and stuff. That way I ain't got to worry about nobody else. Because if I can sustain my own food, then I'll be all right. Because then that means I can sustain it anywhere as long as I got seed. And that's one thing I need to do. I need to go buy some seed, actually. I need to stock up on some. I know it's going to be expensive, but I don't care. I'm gonna uh I'm gonna explode on that stuff while it's still relatively not so dramatically priced, because it will be soon enough, I'm sure. But no, I just thought that was a pretty good little joke about Putin though earlier. I mean, I figured I'd just share that with y'all. I thought about it the other day after I got off the, like I said, with the chat with off of his Jim Shady White's or Jim Shady White's live the other day, and then thinking Putin, I mean, shoot. But on here it disappears. But on StreamYard I can see my stream. Don't make sense. In the little stream window, my stream never ends. I swear this is. Hey, John Lee Pettimore. Oh yeah, you talking about Copperhead Road? I come by. That's what I'm going to problem with once I get started doing the gardening and stuff, and if my mom helps me start, canning and teaching me how to can and stuff, then I'm gonna be I'm gonna be looking for places to put it too, because I don't have very much storage space either, and most of my storage space is full. Does it do this? Like stream never ends on the actual shows on the bottom of my screen. Just be a blank screen. But Morse code. Give an underlying current. Hey, Jessica G, how you doing, sweetie? Caveman, how you doing, sweetheart? How are you? Is everybody tonight? Yeah, that's what it is. It's like I don't understand it. I can see the little string. It never breaks contact, and the camera never turns off. But the string just breaks in between, like for just like 5 seconds or so. It's like sending Morse code or something. It's like it's like some kind of like back when they used to claim the Beatles would put stuff under their, like those they they blamed John Lennon for putting subliminal messages on their tracks, which actually, no, I want to be sitting on a sack of seeds. I'm going to figure out how. But no, actually, I am going to buy a bunch of like garden seed and whatnot, and just stockpile it for a while, and hopefully it'll stay good for a while, and then I can plant it whenever I need to. No, it definitely won't get any better anytime soon. Oh my God. Well, let's see here, because one, he's a dude, and that's it. That's the main reason. Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. The prepping artist is the mile arm. I didn't think about that until you just said it. But yeah, that would be a good idea. That would keep them a whole lot longer. Um, but yeah, definitely. Hey, I get Michael G. I get it, buddy. David Allen Cole, and you never even call me by my name. But shoot, David Allen Cole is a hoot. My favorite song by him though is about Hank Jr. though, The Ride. That's one of my favorites. I'm not Hank Jr., just Hank Sr. What the am I thinking? Uh, but oh yeah, definitely. That's one of my favorite singers. He's easy. Good night, Dark Angel. Have a good night. Yeah, I had to get up at 3 a.m. this morning myself, so I understand. What was you, bro? Saddle in the rain. Oh yeah. What you talking about, Chewbacca? You said that was me. What do you mean, bro? But anyway, hey, you are my wig splitting homie, though. I'll give you that. We bust a cap on some COD now. But oh yeah, I understand that. I can definitely understand that, Joni. I have to set my alarm though. I don't have a fur baby to wake me up, but it's the apartment I live in. I'd have to pay like $500 just to have the dog, which I wouldn't mind paying, but right now, you know, the way bills and shit are, that's a little hard to come by. Especially with the electricity prices anymore. I mean, Jesus. Like I said, in December, mine went from 150 to like $325, and it's still over 300. It was 303 this last time. I'm starting to wonder if they just ain't price gouging people just so they can make an extra buck, which is pretty much I figured the same thing. Pretty much what they doing anyway. So it's sad. Hey, I love all music, man. Really, R&B, pop, rock, rap, country, rhythm and blues, soul, soft rock, hard rock, anything, rock and roll. From let's see, about 1950 to about right now. That's kind of music I like. I mean, I don't like all of that, but there's certain, certain groups, certain bands, certain, things that I like in that in all of those eras. Um, but I always have. But that's due to my mom. My mom and my dad. Uh, my dad, he actually played guitar. Him and my uncle used to go out and play music together. Um, My uncle traveled and had a band at one time. Um, the one that passed away not too long ago, but of COVID. But that's the one I told y'all about, a while back. Calhoun's good. I like him. Yeah, I bet they do, prepping artists. What up, Red Dog? Hey, Skinner's a badass. They were badass guys, man. They had some songs, brother. Ronnie Van Zant went too way too soon. That dude, he really did. He went way too soon. I mean, the music he could have done. I mean, look at what he did already, though. Like when they recorded that, and this is a true story. When they recorded their first album, I think it was, or their second album one. I can't remember. I think it's the one with the Sweet Home Alabama on it, or anyway, or it's one of the other ones. They went to a house in a swamp in Louisiana to record the album because they liked the sound in that house. So they they rented the house and recorded the album in like 120-degree heat in the middle of in the middle of a swamp, out in the middle of nowhere. I thought that was cool, pretty cool too. But it made for a great album. But I can't remember which album that was. It was one of their like earlier albums, but it was like one of the first couple they did. One of the ones of them anyway. But yeah, it makes for great sound, man. The way he did stuff. I mean, you don't find that nowhere, honestly. Muscle Shoals? No, I ain't trying all that. But hey, Red Dog, there ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. but uh, but yeah, and hey, thanks for your service, Red Dog. If you was headed to the army barracks for that reason, and ain't nothing wrong with Freebird neither, because that's a classic American song right there, in my opinion. But some people may have a different opinion, but that's one of the classics right there, I think. Yeah. Yeah, Bon Scott was a badass. That and I got to give Brian Johnson, that dude, to follow Bon Scott the way he did, that was phenomenal, honestly. Because I mean, Bon Scott had a very very unique voice. I mean, that was very unique, and you're not gonna do that like that. But I mean, honestly. Oh yeah, you're not a big ACDC fan, prepping artist. It's more so Rambo than you. Hey, Curtis Lowe was a good song, man. I love that song, and it honestly gives you the you start to think. No, he don't hold a patch to bond. I can give you that, Michael G. Uh, but yeah, big West Tennessee prepper. I mean, honestly, dude, like that song, I love it, and I sat back when I listened to that song, and I can just see this old man sitting back at like a little old country store with like this little floppy hat on, with a dobro in his lap, with some raggedy old like you know not really corduroy, but those like work pants kind of deal back in the day when there's like mining pants or whatever, the like the bluish brownish colored like slat type material pant. And him just playing like whatever tune that Ronnie was telling him to play. But yeah, I mean, but that's what the great ones do, though. They tell stories and they give you ideas and they make you think. And you sit there and you start to visualize stuff, and you're like, wow, that's cool. Because you're taking on a journey with the great ones, man. their songs and stuff are just, you're just listening to tales of the road and this and that and everything else. So it's like, wow, it's an amazing ride too. Joni knows what I'm talking about. But because I mean, music will get into your soul. I mean, it does. It really does. Johnny Lee Hooker was good too. Uh, but yeah, music gets into your soul, gets in your blood. I mean, I can't sing, but I try. I mean, I sing on my favorite songs. I mean, where I try to, or sound like crap. But hey, Jeff Healey was a good one too. I mean, and that dude could play a guitar. I don't care what anybody says. That dude was phenomenal on a guitar for being blind, and to do the stuff he could do on a guitar was just straight out magic. But the greatest guitar player I ever saw, in my opinion, is Stevie Ray Vaughan. That dude would light it up. And I mean, there is Big Country. Have a good night. We'll see you later, my man. Uh, but honestly though, like it is nuts to watch him play. I have a sound bite where he was on stage doing like a sound check, and he just goes off into this, like him and the band just go off into this tear. I found it on YouTube, and they go off onto this tear, and they are just rocking it out, and he is hitting chords that are just nuts. Oh no, Chewbacca got a video of you singing some Tom McDonald song. Wow, that'd be fun. Hey, I can't deny his talent, man. I really can't. Yeah, Wes Brolin, he's something else too. But no, for me, it's just I don't know. This the way Stevie did it was I don't know. For me, it was just the way he did it. I don't know what it is, but it was his style or something. But that man he could crank a guitar. But Wes, I'm not gonna lie to you, Chewy. Wes could do that too. Like I give you props on that. They're he's right up there. Uh, but for that matter, so is Paige. But Paige had a lot of good ballad guitar stuff, man. That dude was a beast on that stuff. All right, I'll check it out, brother, for sure. Um, yeah, I'll check that out. Yeah, I agree with you, Michael. Them two are they would head up my number one slot. I can't because I can't because I've watched Jimmy play on some videos that that they've brought to light and everything like that on YouTube and everything that's come to light on YouTube, and some of the stuff that that's already out there and it's been out there for a while. But um and then I watch some Vaughn stuff, and I can't make a decision on, like, honestly, who, like, I know I say Stevie Ray Vaughan just because he's one of my favorite guitarists, but to say on pure talent, those two, I couldn't pick them. I couldn't pick one, and maybe all three of them, because Chewy's right too. Wow, Chewy, that's not good. I bet she was gonna kill you. Oh yeah, I, I listen to everything. Now you can't count out Angus either, bro. You're right, Michael. I mean, Angus was good too. Yeah, Jimmy was amazing. Uh, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, man. I don't remember what's. It's the very last. Well, I couldn't tell you. Joey may know what I'm talking about though. It's the very last song on. It's actually the very last song you play on. I think it's part 3 of Guitar Hero. Um, it's called Fire and Ice, I think. But that song, the guitar solo in that thing is ridiculous, especially on that game. Oh yeah. Sing it, Red Dog. They got a lot of nice girls. Oh man, Michael G, you just wow. That would be a prepping artist. Have a good night. Take care. Y'all have a good one. I'll come check out your show tomorrow night. Um, but y'all have a good one. Uh, but no, like I said, yeah, that would be wow. That'd be a rock concert right there. That'd be a guitar concert for the ages. If those three, it was ever live, shoot, you could shoot me and call me dead because you could shoot me dead then because I could be happy. Because, dude, oh wow, yeah, that song is hard as crap on that game, Chewy. I'm telling you, dude. But yeah, if those three guys ever got together, I'm telling you, though, I would fall over. If that was ever, like alive or whatever, it'd be like, holy crap. Because I mean, honestly, those three, Stevie, Angus, and Jimmy, and even Wes Borland. I mean, if those four guitars were on stage together, it'd be like, holy crap. Talk about shutting it down, man. Yeah. I mean, it would be you. They could teach people. They could teach guitars from that are making music to this day. I mean, that's how expert level those guys are. They could be mentors to the stars that are now. I mean, could you imagine? Like that little 14-year-old kid that actually played with here not too long ago that actually played with Santana. Um, I mean, could you imagine if Santana and all of them guys were giving that kid expert advice like that? I mean, good lord. Somebody like Santana, Wes Borland, and or Wes Brolin and Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimi Hendrix giving that little kid advice on how to play the guitar and like, little tricks of the trade and shit. Could you imagine how good that dude would be? And he's only 14 now. He would be a phenom by the time he got done. Hey Teresa, how you doing, sweetie? But yeah, I mean, he would be a phenom by now. I'd be like, holy mackerel! And I've heard that kid play, and I heard him. I watched the video with him and Santana, and he was getting it, boy. Even Santana was like, wow, at some point. But no, like, but no, that would be I couldn't fathom that show. That would blow my mind almost. Yeah. Yeah, he strung his guitar backwards. He strung it for his left hand. But he played right-handed. I do remember that. But it give it a unique sound though. And you can't go against that kind of a method because I mean the man could just outright play. Like I mean, it was just total. He was just. It was like Jimi Hendrix, Stevie, all of those guys. Man, it's like they just melded with the guitar. They just flow, and then you just hear it, and it's like it blows your mind sometimes. Like the first time I heard Jimi Hendrix, I was like blown away. When I was like, I think I was like maybe 10 years old when I first heard Jimmy. And when I first started listening to Hendrix, and then it was like, wow. Page and Hendrix. But Hendrix is the one that just blew my mind. I'm like, and then when I watched that concert on YouTube years later, like I'd heard about the concert where he sets the guitar on fire and still plays it, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, dude, that guy is nuts. And then I watch him play it behind his head and then behind his back, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, I can't. There's no way. But I mean, it blew my mind, and then I heard Stevie, and then I was like doing Hendrix Voodoo Child, and it was almost like crazy. And I'm like, wow. And then it's like it blows your mind. Like those guys just have that unforeseeable, unthinkable talent, and it's just there and it's on display, and you just hear it, and it explodes sometimes. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Joni. Same with the Dixie Chicks too, man. I like to hear them sing, but uh, because I mean, I like to hear the Dixie Chicks, but I don't agree with what how they were and like what they stood for in a lot of ways. Because I mean, it's just like when Toby Keith come out with the song, when he come out with his song, and then they were like, "Well, what are you doing singing a song like that?" and yada yada, and he's like, "Hey, man, I got as much right to sing this song as y'all do. Any song y'all want." Yeah, they really do, honestly. But that was the thing, though, and it didn't make sense. Like, why are y'all getting into a fight over a song? A song about you know our country doing something that but who knows, man? It political stuff always creeps into everything, and it's not good for nobody. Because as we all say here, the government's no good for nobody. But but anyway, I mean, like honestly though, like the government and politics should just stay away. But you know, but it is what it is, as they say. But I don't know, and honestly, it's hard to figure. But no, but it is. I mean, if you go back years, I mean, it was in music in the '60s. It was in music in the '70s. It was it was in music in the '80s, and it's still in music. Politics will never stay out of music, I don't guess. But yeah, politics are something that I don't really try to get into a lot. That's why I try to do it like a common show or whatever, and we just sit back and talk about music, and we just, hunker down and do what we want to do and talk about a little bit of, uh, a little prepping here and doing some, different stuff there, and hanging out and just chilling, because I know y'all go through all that, during the week with John and all the other, with all the other shows y'all listen to and everything. So I just try to give y'all something that'll break the monotony of, y'all's daily listening to John and everybody, which is good because, I mean, I listen to John all the time too. But then it's also nice to just sit back and relax for a minute and take a breath from all of that because you need it. I mean, everybody does at times. Joni, I like that too. I love it. If I ever get a place to where I can have chickens, I am gonna get some, and I'm gonna name them all the different characters off the Golden Girls. I really am. I have Blanche and all of them. Oh my God! Now, what's up, Dynamite? But shoot, we'll get to popping melons in a little while. Don't worry. Uh, but shoot, Nicole Franco, hello. How are you doing? Right. I agree with you, Nicole. No doubt. Uh, Politics shouldn't be a part of the music scene, but it is, unfortunately. Uh, More so now than it has ever been. But and that's due to the politicians asking these big stars, "Hey, you want to come campaign with me?" And the big stars that really, like those guys are like, "Ooh, ooh, can I? I'll write you a song." I am very well, Nicole. Thank you. But yeah, like honestly though, that's the way it goes though. They're like, ooh, ooh, can I? I'll write you a song. And then there goes. And then they slide them some money under the table. Yeah, I've already got the 19 gigabyte update downloaded. That was nuts. I seen that when I got home today at 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh my God. Took me till 3 o'clock to download that thing at 20 gigabytes a second or 20 megabytes a second. I'm like, geez, man. And it's always COD with those big old downloads too. It's sad. Call of Duty's always got like downloads that are so massive it doesn't make sense on God's green earth. Because like Madden, the biggest one I've seen for Madden was the one you download when you actually download Madden, and that's like 44 gigabytes. Then the rest of the updates are like pittance. But Call of Duty's updates are ridiculous. Like the old Call of Duty was horrible for updates. 80 and 90 gigabyte updates, and you're like, what in the world? What's that? The 19 gigabyte download? Because I just got mine today. I'm with Chewy. I just got mine today. If he just got his today. Hey, I played Duke Nukem back in the day. It was fun. Yeah. Yeah, it could be. That's a possibility, Dynamite. Very much so. but but no, that definitely may be the reason why you got the update before we did. Um, wow, Pokemon Stadium. That ain't been out. That ain't been that long ago. I don't think. But anyway, yeah, yeah. They re-updated some stuff on season 2. But I don't know. He may have gotten it before we did, honestly. But I don't know. He gave you a grade. You got a D. What was it, Dome Seeker? What game is it? Yeah. So see, it's not been that long ago. Shoot, man. I remember playing Mario on the Nintendo. Hell, I remember playing Pong on Atari. Even though they got sued for that, I still remember playing it. And not to mention, what was it, Tank Battle or whatever. It was that little war game where you could play like you had like jets, and then you was like a tank, and then you could be like a marine or something and whatnot and shoot at people. Yeah, Tank Wars. I think that's what it was. But anyway, I thought about doing that. I've got a game maker for the NES, but it'd take me a while. And I'd have to figure out the coding for it because it codes in NES format or in the NES, yeah, in the .NES format, but wouldn't take much because that code, that program I bought is actually it helps you program it anyway. You can make a game straight off the box. I just haven't yet because I haven't messed around with it enough. Sadly, I don't have enough time. Asteroids was cool too. I like that Black Cat Whirligig. Trust me, asteroids were awesome. I was pretty good at asteroids too. I think if I remember correctly, the last highest level I ever attained on asteroids was like level 25, but there was a you could keep going. I don't know how many levels there are in asteroids. There's a bunch. But if I'm not mistaken, the highest level I ever obtained was like level 25. And that was hard. Because getting the level Cubert was cool. That little long nose. uh Snorkeling looking. Phil, oh, I get your grief, brother. I definitely do. That game was a little bit irritating at times. I mean, it was cool to play, but yeah, there was some parts of it that just yeah, it would piss you off because it was irritating. It was just like, son of a why? It's like, wait, what? Galaga was good too, and so was Centipede. I used to love Centipede. I could play that game all day. And I was pretty decent at that game. That game, that was one of the first games that I actually did a really good job at when I first started it. Uh-oh. You got her super pets last night. Oh no. You know she's gonna want to play that later. She may end up taking your controller away again. She might be doing that now. Keep an eye out. But no. Um but no, no, I figured since I didn't get to stream Monday, uh oh, that's the game that gives you the grade dome? Oh wow. Super Pets give you a wow. So they graded you a D as a super pet. Dude. What, did you not save enough people? Did a frog drown? Did the kitten not get out the tree? X-Men was good too. Uh I like the fighting X-Men games. I'm not there there was one X-Men game back in the day that I couldn't really get into though, but I can't remember the name of it though. You hit 50 billion buildings? Oh wow. Ain't no wonder they give you a D if you was putting holes in buildings. Yeah, I think it was Sega. But yeah, Sega did do Nintendo had X-Men. No, actually Sega did do an X-Men game. They did several of them actually back in the day. Uh there was one of them though I didn't really like. It was like 2D or whatever, but they tried to do it in like a 3D fashion and it just didn't work. Um oh, Gambit was cool. Yeah, I like Gambit myself. Uh a card wielding maniac. Woo! It split you in half with that deck though. And he'll make you cut the cards. But oh wow. Yeah, man, was pretty cool. I'm I play Red Dead. My mom's interested in Red Dead Redemption. She liked it when I was playing it. Uh when I had the Xbox upstairs, I would play it up here and she would watch me play it and then she's like, "This is a good game." I'm like, "Yeah." But wow, I don't know how much money I would have spent back in the day at an arcade, or how much I had spent at the arcade back in the day. That'd be a good question. Probably a lot. Double Dragon was cool. I liked it on Nintendo too, Phil R. Uh, it was a pretty decent game. Um, a lot of people have trouble with it and get irritated with it a lot, but I thought it was all right. Now Contra, I loved Contra, but Contra was one of the hardest games that you'd ever play on Nintendo. That game, I mean, that's why you get the that's why you got the Konami code. Up, down, left, right. BA start or select start. Uh, I mean, that's why you get the Konami code. It's from Contra. If you didn't have that and you didn't have them 99 lives, you weren't going through that game at all. Because one of the codes give you 99 lives and then the other one give you like 30, but I can't remember which one it was. There's one like you do up, down, left, right, BA start or select start, and I think it's like 99. It gives you 99 men, and then if you do up, down, left, right, BA, and just without the select and just hit start, it gives you 30. But I can't remember completely. But somehow it does it that way, but I can't remember exactly which is the whole code deal worked because it's been years since I've done it. And it's been years since I played that game. Now it's not to say that it hasn't been years since I played a Nintendo. Because I have played one of those. Not recently, but within the last few years. Oh yeah. And that's cool too, Chewbacca. I got a PC, but mine just ain't fast enough to run everything I want it to. I need to get a newer PC. Either that or build me one. And I think I might do that. I think I might just part me one together and load it up. Download a operating software and go to work. But I'd put Windows 11 on it probably. But anyway, but no. Anyway, I appreciate y'all coming. I'm going to get off here for tonight. I guess I'm gonna go split wig with the Dynamite and Chewy or just Chewy or whoever. But y'all look for me Friday. I will be here live at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, like always. And excuse me for burping earlier. And hey Max, what's going on, buddy? Teresa, have a good night. Black Cat Whirly Gig, Joni Frills, McBean. Dome Seeker, all y'all. Everybody have Michael G, love you too, buddy. Love everybody. Caverines, Beaverines, woo! Love everybody. Y'all have a good night. God bless. We will see you in the funny papers. Caveman out. FJB.